to the studio, it probably took you a minute to get to find that zone. Well, it'll probably be the same way with performing.
Mm.
You know, you got to just, it comes with experience. The more you do it, the better you'll be able to get to that zone. And, it's just like anything else that we do creative.
Yeah.
Performing is an art. It's a part of the art form too. It's a part of the art too. It takes your creativity. It takes your physical presence. You know what I mean? Like, it takes everything. So you just got to find that zone and get to that place where you're not even thinking, where you're just letting it flow. And that's when you're going to be at your best.
You do anything pre-show before you go out there?
I stretch a little bit.
Yeah.
Stretch a little bit just so I don't be tight.
You don't want to pull nothing out there.
Well, I don't know if I'm to that point, but
Ah.
but because I try to stretch just every day anyway, just daily.
All right.
Just try to stay loose. You know what I mean? Because you just don't want to. You want to be as loose as possible. You want to be as loose as possible. But you're right. I mean, depending on what kind of performer you are, you could pull something. You could pull something, or you can injure yourself. You know what I mean? Like, so I try to stay loose. And that's really it. I used to take a shot. Start drinking. I don't drink no more. So I don't do that no more. But that used to kind of like be my thing. Now I just kind of stretch out. Everybody we going on stage with, give them a pound and just go. You know what I mean? But
what's it like in your sober days performing compared to the drunk days?
The drunk days, I don't really remember that much. The sober days, I remember everything. So like the drunk days, I will forget my raps a lot. I would definitely forget my raps a lot. Sober days, there's been a couple times where I've had some situations where I forgot some raps, but that's because my memory is so bad from the drunk days.
Mm.
And also, after I'm done, when I make music and I put it out, I never really listen to it again. So like when I go like periods of time without performing certain songs, I just need to do rehearsal.
Yeah.
And sometimes I put to the limit in the studio. Like I'll be in the studio working on stuff until, right before I got to go, get on the flight, go do whatever show it is. And if I work past my rehearsal time and I don't take advantage of the rehearsal time, then sometimes I get up on the stage and it's going to be a roll of the dice. You know what I mean?
So,
I mean, you just don't, So,
this is what I say. I know a bunch of guys that only listen to their music and nobody else's music. And those guys are like the best at knowing everything on stage, obviously,
Yeah.
they do. And they don't never get hit with or they'll never hit you with and I don't know that one. And that comes from the guys that, like yourself, when you listen or when you record songs, you don't listen to them anymore. It's done. I'll let y'all listen to it.
Yep.
And that's the downside of that is you might get hit with a song you don't know, you ain't heard it in 17 years, and you get to Bratislava and the promoter's like, yo, what about that song from the Book of Ryan? And you're like, bro, I ain't heard that shit in years. And
I'll be like, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Yeah, but there's some songs that I have that I never forget. It's not even possible. Like Boom.
Right.
I could perform Boom under any circumstance. Drunk, sleepy, late night, early morning. It's just forever embedded in my brain.
Right. Would you say
performed it so much?
That's like the climax right now? The Royce show is Boom. Would you say that? If
Nah, it's not the climax. I usually do it last.
Yeah.
I usually do it last. If it's a Royce show, if it's a show specifically for me, like Caterpillar is a good one because it's hype. It's hype. It's easy to perform because it's like there's like melody in it. I can like kind of no. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't always have to be saying words. It's more of an energy thing.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun to perform. It's fun to perform. People know the record.
Right.
That's a fun one to perform. Boom is like everybody knows it, but I always do it last. It always goes off. It always rings off.
Word.
You know what I mean? Fun.
Now, you touched on if it's a Royce show, and the other side of that would be if it's a Prime show. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's another one. The Prime show. I do Boom with the Prime on Prime set. We don't do Caterpillar though. We do
What's it like touring with Premiere as Prime versus the Royce touring?
I mean it's fun. It's fun. I mean it may be a little funner just because it's more of us.
Yeah.
You know, Preem is always fun. He's fun to be around, period. Because he's crazy.
Oh, for
You know,
sure.
Preem's crazy.
Yeah, Uncle Preem.
Yeah. Preem is fun to be around Preem. Then I got somebody else to kind of like prime shows are difficult for me to do too. Because the last time like the Prime 2 tour, we ended up going out there and when I went out to rehearsal, he started pulling up songs from the first Prime. Bro, those were some difficult rehearsals because I was like, bro, I don't remember none of this shit.
Or
It took some days, but like having to relearn certain songs when it's just you in the room is one thing, but when you're doing it and you got somebody waiting on you, you got a legend waiting on you, like it's more pressure and it's tough. So I just kind of felt bad. I felt bad that I had Preem waiting.
not
And,
only
he wasn't being real understanding either. He was just like, well, I mean, you got to know it, man. You got to know it. You got to know it, man. Got to know it.
yeah, Preem. That's what I'm talking about because it's not only is it legendary producer, but it's DJ Premier, the legendary show DJ,
Yeah.
who's grading you and looking at you like, okay, youngin, what you doing right now, bro? You feel me?
He was like, you got to know it, man. Got to know it. Like,
So
damn it.
I'm gonna throw this term out at you and see if you know what I'm talking about. Have you ever heard the term oil spot?
Oil stock?
Oil spot. POT, oil spot. To be oil spotted. That's when you're out on tour, your tour bus pulls up to the rest stop, you go into the rest stop, tour bus driver don't know that you in there, you take a little bit too long, and they leave your ass. And when you walk outside, all you see is the oil spot where the damn bus was. Have you ever been left?
Hell no. That shit would never happen to me, bro. That shit would never happen to me. You know why? Because that's one of my biggest fears. Man, I always make sure that me and the driver really, really know each other. Every time I see him or her, I make sure I speak. I just make sure that we have a clear understanding of who each other is. You know who that happened to? That I was on tour with? Joel Ortiz. Man, he was mad. Man, he was so mad. I thought he was gonna want to fight somebody. I got out of his way because I thought he was gonna want to fight one of us.
So did he have to catch up to the bus, or did y'all turn back around?
He started calling everybody's phone. Next thing you know, I hear, yo, Joel, man, y'all left Joel. We gotta go back and get Joel. I was like, oh, he gonna be mad. I was like, he probably mad, ain't he? Hell yeah, he sound pissed off. Oh, you know what he did? He didn't call us. He called his manager. He called Mike Moran first.
Okay.
And his manager was not on the bus with us.
Mm.
His manager was in New York. So instead of calling us, he called him first. and then they called us.
That's hilarious.
I was like, oh, man.
What's the speaking of Joel, that leads me into what was the Slaughterhouse shows like? You got all them great minds with all that space with not a lot of stage. What's those shows like?
Those were the funnest ones. Cause I had to do less.
Right.
Now, the Slaughterhouse shows, you could cheat on those shows. So I never knew nothing. I never had to. You didn't have to know anything because somebody always knew. Crooked Eye was the only one who got it bad in Slaughterhouse on the shows because we didn't. I mean, I knew his verses. I knew most of his verses, but the ones that I didn't know, usually none of us really knew, word for word because it was probably usually because it was some complex shit. You know what I'm saying? So Crook would be getting off the plane coming from Cali, and he would always have to get. There was a certain flight that he always got coming from Cali that would put him in New York or wherever at the last minute or something.
Yeah.
And I just remember he used to always just come running up at the last minute, man. Drunk. You know what I'm saying? We had to jump on stage. And he ain't never know his raps. And we didn't ever know his rap. But like I know with me, I always felt like we'll figure it out on stage. Like that, like the Slaughterhouse set was one set where it's like you can do the most improvising just because there's so many of us out there.
Did you guys ever get into a situation where it was like you fighting for space or time or, talking over each other, any of that?
Nah, we ain't had those problems.
Or
had those problems. We just used to have fun up there.
Yeah.
The Slaughterhouse set, like that set was the funnest. It was the funnest out of everything. Out of all the different things that I've done. I mean, me and Preem have fun on stage. Me and Vish have fun on stage. But it's like the Slaughterhouse set, man. That's because we all used to be up there lit up. We used to all be lit up. We all be cracking jokes.
Yeah.
None of us really cared. We didn't have nobody to just be the serious one.
Right.
You know how everybody got the one serious guy.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, y'all got to stop playing. We didn't have that.
That's me. That's
yeah.
we got.
Yeah. That's me. That's me on the Prime set too.
Word.
Preem is always saying that. If Preem like mess up, if he mess up something, he said I gotta look. He said I turn around and be like. He said I give him that.
Hold up. DJ Premier messed up ever on stage?
What are you talking about?
Did you just say that if Preem messed up something, you would give him a look?
He mess up all the time. What are you talking about?
DJ Premier would never mess up anything ever. He is the GOAT.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. You keep on thinking that, DJ Green Lantern. Preem be fucking up. He don't care. He does not care, bro.
I think we just look at him like, hey, you could never fuck up. That Preem could never mess up. But shit happens.
But that's how I look at him. That's how I look at him. But when he fucks up, and I turn around and look, he think I'm giving him a look, but I'm not really giving him a look. I'm just wondering, like, what was that?
What we doing? So I bumped into you and Preem once. Definitely, it was somewhere in Europe, and I peeped out. The crowd was insane, bro. It was it was going crazier than anything I had ever seen in the States. I forgot what festival it was, but you guys just murdered it and you tore it down. And they were giving you guys so much energy. I just thought to myself, like, this, I don't see this happening in the States like out there. Talk about that Europe energy, especially for the quote unquote real hip hop.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a different, yeah, it's a different energy out there. I mean, it's starting to become the same though, bro, to me.
Mm-hmm.
Before it used to seem like Europe was kind of like catching up to the US in some ways. Now it's like it damn near feels like it's damn near the same now, man. You know, like the US is just it's a harder crowd to win over if they're not there necessarily for you, or if they're just there to see a lineup of hip hop. You know, I don't think the U.S. is as taken aback by hip hop as you know Europe once was. But I think we've all been going to Europe for so long. I think that Europe is kind of starting to get used to it, and it's become such a global thing that you know a lot of these places feel like you know they're a part of this too, which they are. You know what I mean? So I think that was one of the reasons for the high level of Europe energy. I mean, it's still great energy over there,
Yeah.
but I think everybody's starting to feel the same everywhere now. To me, I don't know if you agree with that. What do you think?
Nah, I don't agree, bro. I
For
feel
real?
got the crown, especially for
Who
energy.
got the crown?
Europe. Europe got
Yeah.
the crown. I love the States. I love my people here. Man, I'm telling you, I don't think nothing could touch it. I don't think, especially for them, that traditional sound. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, I don't want to necessarily say the boom bap or the real hip hop, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, how we always talk about, you know, our hip hop legends have to go over there and live. That's because they appreciate more, and that's because they wild the fuck out at the shows.
For real?
Hell yeah, I know you. You know what I'm talking about, Royce.
Oh yeah, of course.
You just might have to bob and weave because you know you don't like the food out there, or else you're gonna get stuck eating, you know, wiener schnitzel and warm water. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah.
You might get some food poisoning.
I mean, but I definitely know I definitely see what you're saying, though. I definitely see what you're saying. They be like super super rowdy over there, but they like that in the States too.
I heard
You
you.
you DJ for Nas, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, when we touch down in Europe, it's just a different. It's a different. It's levels, bro. The States has got it, but it's levels. It's
Right,
levels. You know,
right.
what's if somebody was to put a gun to your head and say, what's the craziest story you ever could tell of something that happened to you on a tour throughout your whole career? Give us that right now. Got go ahead, Royce.
Uh, you giving me all these memory questions, man. I'm trying to think. What's the craziest thing that happened? Um, there were I can't remember where we were at. Um, but there were these girls who my little brother was messing with. I want to say Joe. Joe was it Joe that was messing with him? It was some girls around on one of the tours. I can't remember exactly what tour it was. But all of our bags were in the lobby because They were about to start loading up the bus. It was like super early in the morning, late at night, and somehow my backpack got stolen out of the lobby, and it had like I can't remember exactly what tour it was, but whatever I had coming, whatever album that I had ready to go was in my computer, was on my hard drive. Like
Wow.
a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, I had a chain. You remember that chain I had, the MIC chain, the big ass chain? You remember
Yeah.
that one? That was in my backpack. That was a $50,000 chain.
You had the stinking feeling. Oh man.
Man. So what happened was I didn't know it was gone. And then I just remember somebody handed me the phone because the girl had called them and said, we got y'all bags. It was like a bunch of bags that they took.
Ooh.
We got y'all bags. So somebody handed me the phone. So I'm like, well, hello? And I remember just trying to negotiate with this girl, like, please just bring my bag back. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I didn't do nothing to y'all. They were like mad or something. They were like mad at somebody or something. I can't remember what for. But I was just like, man, I remember begging the girl to bring my bag back, and then somehow they brought it. They brought the bags back. I don't even remember if we met them somewhere. I got to ask somebody. Joe probably remember. But I ended up getting the bag back. Long story short, but that was like the craziest thing that ever happened to me on tour, dog. I'm talking about I was damn near about to cry, nigga.
Yeah, bro. Because normally you ain't getting that bag back, dog.
Nah, nah,
Nah.
nah. And I didn't care about the chain. All I cared about was the computer and the hard drive. My
Back.
laptop and because I'm not super organized like that. So my computer and my hard drive, I got stuff all in there, all scattered out, and I just need my laptop and my hard drive, or else I can't even function.
Word. All right, so I'm gonna hit some questions. How was the producing going, Royce? I was gonna ask you. I was gonna get to this. All right.
How was it going?
So first of all, before I get to the how it's going, why did at some point did Royce the 5'9" 20 years into rapping and being a recording artist, did you want to start making beats?
Um, it started out with just me kind of playing around. I was just kind of messing around. I was saying that I was gonna go get some equipment. I was just cracking some jokes in the studio, and one thing led to another, and I just ended up like at the Guitar Center buying a drum machine, and I was just messing around. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know that I was gonna like be as into it as I am now.
Yeah.
I'm as into it now as I am as I was in rapping when I first started rapping. You know what I mean? And I didn't think that was gonna happen. So I don't know. I think probably just having a whole bunch of downtime.
Yeah.
Having a whole bunch of downtime and just being, because I like to come to the studio no matter what. Like whether I know what I'm working on or if I got something to work on, if I have something that I got to get done, I still like coming here every day and being in the element.
Right.
I like that. I like it. You know what I mean? Because you just never know when the idea is gonna come, when the idea is gonna present itself, and whenever that happens, I like to be ready.
And the fact you got denied literally one room over from you,
Yeah.
is retarded, and it's a cheat code. You're cheating, bro.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
You
Yep.
got living right next to you. If you could just call into the room and be like, "Yo, give me some kicks and snares."
Yo, guess who? Guess who? Okay, so Preem, I sat on FaceTime with Preem for 2 hours one time when I was overseas, and he walked me through how to use the MPC. You know
Ooh.
what I mean? So that's how I learned how to use the MPC.
Mm.
Now, Deny gave me all of his drum sounds, all of them,
See,
dating all the way back to 2013.
come on, it's not fair, bro. Now, it feels like you got passion for making beats now. You're always in there. You're always posting up joints like, who could this go to? And should I send this to that? I love that, man. That shit is some real fucking hip hop shit. And it feels like it put a spark in you to where you just put another layer on the artistry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's yeah, it definitely sometimes you need something new. Sometimes you need something new. Sometimes you got to have that thing that just allows you to like kind of reinvent in a way, like either reinvent or just add another, like you said, add another element or another layer to the artistry,
Yeah.
just to keep things interesting, just to keep yourself motivated to want to keep creating music.
Word.
Yeah.
So you
I'm
just
looking at the comments. They keep saying Revival wasn't good. Why the fuck are y'all telling me?
I think they might be saying that like you should put uh you should have put beats on there.
Man, I wasn't even making beats back then.
Um,
I wasn't even making beats back then. I think people think that I'm like Marshall's A&R or something. Like,
the M Whisperer.
yeah, man, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me, man. Fuck out the comments with that bullshit.
Speaking of that, they want to know when that Bad Meets Evil 2 is coming. You've been kind of hinting around. You've been saying, should I send this one over? Should I send that one over?
Yeah, but when I send stuff, it's just so he'll have beats because he's always writing, But I don't. We haven't talked about Bad Meets Evil.
You know
We
what?
haven't, we haven't spoke about it, but
You and him should do a private beat battle where he plays his beats that he makes and you play your beats that you make.
you mean beats that he's made already that's came out or
No,
beats?
no.
Oh, okay.
Unreleased. Go to the crib, just, unreleased for unreleased. Just for the
Oh,
screw face.
oh, right, right. That'd be good.
Sharpen the swords.
That'd be good. I don't know how I would fare in that one, but that'd be good though. That'd
Uh,
be good though.
Listen, you've been. What are you doing there, man? You've been posting up some crack.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I just been in here just working, going through samples, chopping stuff, working on stuff. You know what I mean? Like you
You
know how it is. You just
you
you when you got the bug, and you just
yeah.
I'll just be on here just making. It's one of my favorite things to do in creativity is just kind of making things with no expectation. You know what I mean? Like nothing, no pressure, just creating beat after beat after beat. I save it, move on to the next one, make another one.
Would
It's
you ever
fun, man.
would you ever think of producing somebody whole joint?
Hmm. Of course, that's what I want to do at some point. I already Crooked I got a group with his brothers called Family Business. I already produced a whole album on them already.
Ooh,
I did that already, and then
come on, that
huh?
I said, come on, Crook, we need that ASAP.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with when he trying to release it, but yeah, they real excited about it. They real excited about it. I know we went and played it for Marshall. He went crazy over it. He loved it.
Dope.
So I definitely want to do some more stuff like that in the future. That's real fun to me
Hell yeah.
because I don't got to write no raps,
Right. No pressure.
no pressure, no none. And then like I like I like the psychology of producing. Like I think a lot of producers don't understand that there's a psychology that comes with it.
Talk about it.
Yeah, when you're dealing with artists, man, it's a psychology. You got to figure out different ways to bring different things out of them. Like when I went in there with Crook's brothers, I already knew that they were some lyrical killers, and I knew, that the first person that goes in the booth, that's like the icebreaker, right?
Yeah.
You starting the project, so I knew that everybody was going to not only want to impress each other, but want to impress me too, because we all lyricists. So, you know, it was taking a minute for somebody to just go into the booth first. You know what I mean? So the ice finally got broke. One of them went in. So what I started to do was a lot of things in Cali culture that I loved that I was taken aback by. I started just asking questions, started asking a lot of questions. Like I just be asking them questions and just keeping the narrative going, getting them to talk about things that they probably didn't even know that they felt was interesting or that they even wanted to talk about. And it brought out like so many different layers of them in the music.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was just a fun process. It was a fun process. A super fun process. You could put it in the kitchen. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Next thing you know, all that shit is in the rhymes.
Yes. And that's what make it fucking fun, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna take it back to a story. When I was on a tour, we was on the Griselda on Steroids tour, and we was in Chicago. We had a show in Chicago, West Side Gun, Conway Benny. This is 2-3 years ago, and it was the next date was in Detroit. So you know Wes, he's booking all the Airbnbs himself and everything. So we had a time lapse where we was just going to drive from I think it was Chicago. We was going to just drive to Detroit and pull up at your studio at Heaven and chill there for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
There was about 34 of us. Next thing I know, we it's like a mad dash, grab some floor. Like who can, you know what I'm saying? So I had to fight a couple people off so I could get the mic booth just to get some privacy. But I damn sure slept on that floor, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Serious things.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun up here, man. It's fun up here. Like a lot of great people have been here. A lot of great people have slept here. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those spots, man. It's like a 24/7 hub. You know what I mean? Like it's never a time where it's not running.
He brought all the merch in. He was doing the merch that day.
Yeah, and he was able to create some organization with the merchandise. You know, just being able to lay it out everywhere and put, Post-its on top of certain piles. I seen where he was able to figure out some organization because, all of that stuff had to get mailed out.
Facts.
Yeah.
Switching gears